Hi everybody, it's Mark Mazzatanta. Thank you for watching. We're here back at the music school with Mazz, a little series. This is the second installment of what could be a long series of videos about different topics of music. And today's topic is about jazz. I really wanted to talk about this because I think that when people hear the word jazz, they automatically kind of shut it out, or they're scared of it, or they just don't understand it, or they think it's boring, right? Maybe they have the thought in their minds that it's the kind of smooth jacuzzi jazz type of music, and if that was the only jazz around, yeah, I wouldn't like it either. But there's tons of different jazz styles, so you have to talk not with the word jazz, which is this huge umbrella term, but you've got to talk about the specific types, and there's a lot of them, right? So chronologically you could think, right, there's Dixieland, there's swing, there's bebop, there's hard bop, there's cool, there's modal, there's Latin, there's free jazz, there's fusion, there's gypsy jazz, and any other kind of modern jazz you can label. So it's a lot of labels and different styles, and each of those styles has different weights of the elements of music, different characteristics that are tailored to make each of those styles distinct. So when you use this word jazz, you have to start talking about specifics, okay? Today, I'm drinking from my Café du Monde coffee cup. New Orleans will become important very soon in this video about jazz. Today I'm drinking Hills Brothers sugar-free cappuccino double mocha. Okay, so let me grab my guitar here. I might demonstrate a few things. So what makes jazz different from other kinds of music? Let's talk about the rhythm section and swing feeling. Okay, rhythm section means piano, bass, drums, or it could mean guitar, bass, drums, or it could mean guitar, piano, bass, drums. Okay. You get the idea. That's the heart of the band. So if you have a weak rhythm section, you've got problems, because that's what drives the band. And then, of course, layered on top of that, you would have other people in the band that might be lead players. Okay. So let's talk about the role of each of those people. The drummer in a jazz type band is going to be playing a lot of cymbals in a syncopated way, and you'll hear this word syncopation a lot today. So they're going to be going and the bass player is going to be using what's called walking bass, and they're going to be playing on every beat in a very driving fashion, like that. The chordal person, the person supplying the harmony, either guitar or piano, is going to be playing those chords in a highly syncopated way. So this word syncopation just means that you're accenting the weak beat. You get these surprise accents like this. Hopefully you didn't know what was coming next. That's the whole point. You want that to be very buoyant and springy and syncopated. So you add all that up together, the drums, the walking bass, the syncopated chords, and you get, in my opinion, one of the strongest, most driving beats that a band can have. You know, it rivals the excitement of a rock band, for sure. So swing feeling, let's talk about that. Swing means that you have uneven notes, like eighth notes. Your eighth notes can be either straight or swing, okay? And it's the swing notes that have that uneven feeling to them. Let's talk about ragtime. Okay, ragtime is generally, most people think about it kind of piano music, like Scott Joplin. Songs like Maple Leaf Rag or The Entertainer. And I'm just going to demonstrate by playing a little bit of The Entertainer, the melody, with straight feeling. Straight eighth notes. Now, if I was going to swing The Entertainer, it would sound like this. Okay, straight was this. Swing is this. I think you can hear that bouncy, uneven quality. All right, and then, of course, improvisation is usually a huge element of these jazz styles. So improvisation is when the lead player is, at that point in the song, making up. Right? They're choosing the notes that they want to in the moment. They're choosing the rhythms that they want to in the moment. They're formulating these melodic ideas in the moment. Okay, so they're not only the performer, but at that point they are the composer as well. And that's what's attractive as a player about jazz, is that you're improvising a lot. Now, you have to know a lot of music theory in order to do that, and you have to practice it a lot to be good at it, just like anything. But for the listener, the attraction to jazz is also that improvisational aspect, because after the melody, which is usually there's a composed melody, after the melody is played, then what happens is the lead player will improvise, not randomly, but they're going to use the form of the song, of that melody they just played. So it's the same number of measures and the same chord progression. And they're soloing over that. And that will be different every time they play it. So if I play 5 nights in a row, each of those nights, even though I'm playing the same songs, the improvisational areas of the songs will be completely different. And for listeners, that's really attractive. I mean, that's why the Grateful Dead and Fish, right? These hugely successful jam bands, that's why they're so popular, is that they want to know what Jerry Garcia and Trey Anastasio, they're just waiting to hear what they're going to do on that particular night, because they know it's going to be different. And that's the attraction. Okay, so there's that improvisational aspect. Even melodies played by jazz musicians, even set melodies, are going to be interpreted differently each night. Okay, so I'll use the beginning of Autumn Leaves to demonstrate. Here's just the straight melody. Okay, now I would never play it like that in real life in a band because it's too straight. So what a jazz musician does, even the set melody is going to be different each night because they're going to color it and ornament it in different ways, like this. That was just ornamented and played in a swing feeling. The other thing that makes jazz really attractive is, or challenging as well, is that the players want to have their own personal sounds or tones. Okay, now I play both classical music and improvised music. So in the classical world, when you're playing something, you're trying to recreate it the same way, more or less, every night. In the jazz world, no, you want it different. Your improvisation will be different each night. But not only that, the tone of the instrument that you're playing, whether it's trumpet or flute or guitar, in the classical world, there's this kind of set goal that everyone's striving for in terms of what the proper tone should be. In the jazz world, you don't want your tone to sound like anybody else's. You're trying to establish a personal sound. And that's that, you know, the freedom that you have with that is really, really attractive. All right, so that's why I love jazz so much. And that's why I hope that others might grow to love it. I think if they just would hear some exciting, driving jazz bands, that it would make a difference. So here's my little listening suggestions for you. Listen to music by Louis Armstrong, Duke Ellington, Charlie Parker, Dave Brubeck, Miles Davis, Chick Corea, Branford Marsalis, Michael Brecker, Medeski Martin and Wood, Pat Metheny, and Hiromi. I think that if you listen to all those people, you're going to love a lot of what they do, and I think you'll have more of an appreciation for what jazz can be, and that you can really love listening to it. All right, everybody, I hope you enjoyed watching that. Thank you for joining me, and stay tuned for future installments of Music School with Mazz. I'll see you next time.